Hi, I'm Tyrone. Like your shoelaces, you Tyrone?
The vitally important question for this video is, what are the street credits and how on earth do you define it? Well, I'm glad I asked me that because I can answer that. Imagine you're walking through the street with $1. You got a dollar coin in your hand, holding it out in front of you as you walk. No one's going to look. Imagine you've got a $50 note out in front of you. A few people look up, think, that's an interesting way to walk through town. $1 billion. Imagine a semi-trailer filled with cash. Imagine if that semi-trailer was made of glass and you could see all that cash right there as it followed you as you walked through town. That would get a lot of attention. Street credits are like that. If your vehicle has no street cred, it's like walking through town with a dollar coin. Your car's only got $1 street credits. Compared to driving a motorbike like mine is now, that billion street credits right there.
What have I done to my motorbike to make it worth 1 billion street credits? Well, I have modified the absolute clappers out of it. There are a few mods on my desk right there that you'll see added through this video to make my motorbike have 1 billion street credits. The thing about any highly modified vehicle is it needs a fully sick sticker set. Whenever I get stickers, I choose to deal with the factory direct. I walked into the local motorbike shop and said, I need some new stickers. They immediately rang the factory, who immediately rang someone in Thailand, I presume. Well, that's what the packet says. Who then immediately got onto printing the stickers to send them to the factory to get sent here to Hobart so that I could give my money to everyone in the process so that I could then modify the stickers. When applying decals, it's very important to keep a consistent theme, not only to the stickers, but to the entire build that you're doing. You'll be able to see that my bike's new theme, amongst other things, is pretty corny. In fact, I'm calling it the Corn Kernel. Whenever doing massive mods to a vehicle, you want to first off make sure it's clean. The reason being, your mods generally stick better to a clean vehicle rather than a dirty one. What you'll also find is you need to use hot water. When you've got a vehicle this hot, it does less damage to it, but also what I've found personally is that my hands prefer warm water because it doesn't make them as cold. You don't need to use warm water, but if you don't want cold hands, then I would suggest using warm water. In much the same vein, you may have heard motorcycle riders talking about getting frothies with Du Bois. What they're talking about is the froth that's generated when you fill a bucket with car wash or bike wash. So whenever you talk about getting frothies, you're talking about going out and washing your vehicles together. Another vitally important part of washing your vehicle is drying it. When you've got the chamois in your hand, not only does it absorb the water, but it encourages you to use your grip strength. When you've got a vehicle that can absolutely blow you off the back like this one can, you'll want as much grip strength as possible. Start off by training when you squeeze the chamois dry. Once you've got all of the excess moisture off, what you'll then want to do is start it up. A little shake and a little bit of extra heat from the vehicle's engine will dry it off a lot quicker. And again, your mods will stick much better to a dry, clean vehicle. The first mod that I'm choosing to install is the tank badge. This badge will show everyone who you are, so it's important to choose wisely. I've chosen the stealth look so that not only will this vehicle have amazing street credits, it will have amazing head turnage, but it will also be that stealth head turnage. And really, in a build like this, that's exactly what you want. Next up is the stickers. It's vitally important to do as many of the mods before you do the big build of this mod. That way, you'll save as much time in the building of the mods to the vehicle when it actually comes to doing the mods. This vehicle, as you can see from these stickers, is going to be called the kernel, which is why it's vitally important to get a matching keyring so that it can once and for all be known as the corn kernel. Your mods don't need to be this thought out, but it helps when they are. That helps you get more street credits. While the vehicle's looks are very important, it's also very important to upgrade its practicality. That's why I'm installing stunt pegs. You'll see many bike riders at skate parks doing tricks with stunt pegs just like these. So I've installed them so that I can do tricks like that. Also, if it comes to giving someone a dink, these will come in super handy. The next part of this build is handguards. These are more important than you would think. This is the anti-storm protection from bark dusters. What it does is it shoots all of the storm water out from where your hands would be into your visor. This is immensely beneficial when riding in a storm because it means you don't need to take your helmet off to clean the visor, nor do you even need to take your hands off the handlebars to clean your visor, because the water's already washing it clean. The brilliant thing about these black handguards is they also match that stealth corn kernel theme that I'm going for in these street credits. The final part of the build is adding a luggage rack to the back. Many people choose to overlook this, much to their own detriment. It's important to put a little bit of extra weight on the back. Let me spell out what could otherwise happen. Imagine you're at the traffic lights. Suddenly, the car next to you, the babe driving it, looks over. Let's face it, she'll be looking at your bike because of how many street credits there are in it. The light goes green. You gun it. Super powerful vehicle. Suddenly, wheel spin. You're down. How embarrassing. This is a situation that you want to avoid. I always put about 20 kilos on the back of any motorbike that I'm driving to prevent wheel spin. You might want to try something very similar, though you may not have a bike as powerful as this one, so you may not need as much as 20 kilos. Another thing about this mod is you can see I'm working well into the night. This is super important as well, because when people find out how long a build has taken, they'll know how many mods you've put into it. Now we're ready for the big reveal. If you put a little bit of time and effort into modifying your vehicle like I have, then you could end up with a bike nearly as hot as mine, but you'll never be able to surpass the master that is me. This is the final product. And this is what 1 billion street credits looks like. Hot damn. There you have it. A bike worth 1 billion street credits, if not more.